Welcome everybody to another y.W.c predictions video. It's been a while, but it's finally time for the dual brand pay-per-view of the Royal Rumble. Only 6 matches on the card, but that's to be expected since not only do we have a men's Royal Rumble this year, but we also have a women's Royal Rumble. So obviously they have to have time to be able to have both Royal Rumble matches in there. But I'm being joined here by some people that are going to try and dethrone Kev Shear. Hopefully we'll pull kind of like what they did on Muhammad Hassan. We'll all gang up on him, pick him up out of the air, and throw him over the top rope, and he'll be eliminated.
Why though?
I don't know.
Because we hate you.
Anyway, let me introduce all the people that are going to be giving their picks here. First off, we got Levi McIntyre.
Where am I? I'm being held against my will here.
Who is he? Is he supposed to be Maven? Getting held in the Undertaker's lair? Anyway, we also have the current, and hopefully for the last time, champion, Kev Shear.
But happy Rusev Day, everybody.
We have James Shelley.
Hi. Blame me for everything.
Or James Shellsworth. We have Chris Darton.
Ew.
We have Kyle Matthews.
And I have a 3-point advantage due to this new point system.
Yes, you do.
Ka-choo!
And we also have Steve Rada.
The elite. The elite.
That was interesting. Okay, I'm going to quickly, while I'm describing this, I'm going to quickly bring up Facebook, because Kyle brought up that good point. There are 3 people, I believe, that come into this with a little bit of a points advantage, because we've had, as people may or may not know, we've had a lot of ties for the win, and the rule that we had was if the results end in a tie, whoever was the last champion, the previous champion, keeps the championship. They retain it on a tie. And
Just call me Ty Dillinger.
Exactly.
Shut
Except
up.
you are not a perfect 10. You're a perfect 6.9.
Nope, I'm a perfect 69.
6.9.
You're a perfect negative something.
Shut up, Kyle.
But, so what we decided, and I think it was Preston came up with this idea, is we went back to all the times that we had these ties. And what we decided is, when a tie takes place, the person that's involved in said tie is going to get an extra point added onto the next pay-per-view's predictions. That way, they're not exactly walking away with absolutely nothing. They're having something that'll give them a little bit of an advantage later on at the next pay-per-view. So, if I can quickly find it here.
Thank you.
Anybody remember what the last pay-per-view was?
Clash of Champions.
Thank you.
Why though?
Okay. Let's see. So,
I believe Kyle had a 3-point advantage. I had a 2.
and I think Preston had 1.
I think
Preston had a
Dillon had
1-point
one
advantage.
too.
Did
I
Dillon
think
have
Dillon
one?
had one too.
Pretty sure I
Yeah,
put it
he
in
had one from Survivor Series.
No, Dillon would have had one from Hell in a Cell.
Oh, was it that? Okay.
Yeah, because he was leading.
I wasn't sure how far back we were dating on pay-per-views where we tied.
Because Dillon was leading by 1 up until the final match with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. He had picked Shane McMahon, I had picked Kevin Owens, and obviously Kevin Owens won, so we tied.
But to answer your question, Chris, we went back to the last title exchange.
Then that would be...
Okay, so,
so.
yep, okay, so here we go. Yeah, that was basically it. Yep, Kyle has 3 points advantage coming into this one. Kev has 2, Dillon Young has 1, and Preston has 1. Okay, so those points will be added to the total score at the end of the pay-per-view, and we'll see if it ends up being a new champion or not. If it ends up being a tie, which based on the point system that I have here for this one, that seems incredibly unlikely, but we'll see. Because I have done points values for these matches. So, let's get right into it. First of the 6 matches is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, or as some people in here like to call it, American Beta.
You're
And
welcome, by the way.
and it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, we're going to just go right down the list based on how I have them here alphabetically. So, Chris, who have you got?
You know, with what happened with Jey Uso down in Laredo, or not Laredo, down in Hidalgo, Texas, I feel like, for one thing, you're going to notice a trend with my picks tonight. So with that going on, with that whole kind of controversy going on with Jey Uso, I feel like they're going to put it on Shelton and Chad.
Okay. Shelly, who you got?
I'm gonna agree. Yeah, Shelton and Chad.
Okay. He gave me his picks before, but he's here to say it in person. So, Kev, who you got?
I'm gonna go with American Beta. Basically for the exact same reason Chris said.
Okay. Kyle.
This is like the hardest one to predict, I think, of all the matches. Yeah, I think I don't really know what else they could really do with the Usos as tag champions. They've beaten just about everybody except for Rowan and Harper. I'm sure they'll get a push sometime. But...
Well, they haven't beaten Rusev in English either.
Yeah, that is true. But I might as well I would say Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable just for the hell of it, because I have no clue.
Alrighty. Steve.
American Beta.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Usos. For two reasons. One, the whole thing that happened with one of the Usos, they still appeared on the following episode of SmackDown. So I would have thought if there was going to be any repercussions, that probably they wouldn't have even been shown. And secondly, I think it was Chad Gable ended up having a pinfall victory over one of the Usos on SmackDown, and usually when that happens, the team that gets pinned usually ends up coming out on top in the pay-per-view. So I'm going with the Usos. We had two people who gave their predictions before we began this video, so I'll be giving their picks as we go through each one of these. First was Dillon Young. He also is choosing the Usos to retain, and also Preston is going with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin to be the new champions. Moving on to the Raw Tag Team Champions. Oh, did I forget Levi? I did forget Levi. Wow, okay.
Wow, I feel so loved.
I muted.
But yeah, I'm going with the Usos as well, pretty much for the same reasons as you're saying, Seth.
Okay. And I'm just going to quickly add Levi's name on all these things because I forgot to do that. I did it. Well, to be fair, I was adding the names before Levi came in, so, you know, cut me a break here.
No breaks cut.
Okay, and
Nope.
we also have somebody else in here that's not talking but is giving me their picks. Jessica Shelton is giving her pick. She's also going with American Beta.
You're welcome for that name, by the way.
I don't think you were the first one to come up with it.
No, the guy that commented on Levi's prediction video earlier this afternoon gave that one to Levi.
Kev.
Yeah, that was me.
Kev,
That,
you don't know the
was
way.
that you?
I'm Landed Fanded TBA on YouTube. That's me.
I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, Seth, go on.
He's that important on YouTube that nobody even knows it's him. Alright. Moving on to
Shut
the
up.
Raw Tag Team Championships. We've got Kurt Angle's
Damn it.
son, because we all believe that, and Seth Rollins versus The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro.
We're not talking about Ford, we're talking about Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, I've actually thought about that too when they have those commercials about talking about setting the bar. Chris, who you got?
I'm trying to think here. I'm going with Rollins and Jordan for this reason and this reason alone. The matches they've been having with the Club and Finn Balor as of late. Why else would they do it? The only reason they're facing Sheamus and Cesaro at the Royal Rumble is because that's the rematch clause. So that's why I think Rollins and Jordan are going to keep the titles, but they're going to eventually lose it to Gallows and Anderson down the line.
Okay. Shelly.
I'm gonna go with the Bar for the only reason I'm suspecting. I don't know if they'd pull the trigger this early, but I think there might be something like a heel turn or down the going on, but from Jason Jordan. So I'm gonna go with the Bar to win.
All right.
He's already not heel? The
Yeah,
crowd hates
right.
him.
He gets more booze than Roman Reigns does, and that's saying something.
I mean, look at Raw 25. Look what happened. Jeez.
Anyway, Kyle.
I'm gonna say Sheamus and Cesaro because I can see Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan imploding. We've seen some tension building between those two over the last couple of weeks, and I think either Jason Jordan's gonna find a way to cost those two the titles and lead to a feud between those two.
All right, Levi.
The Bar.
Okay. Steve.
I have to go with the Bar because of Jason Jordan is injured.
All right. I'm also going to be going with the Bar. Basically, because they've already put the seeds in there of Rollins hitting the knee on Jordan, so I don't think they would. Well, hang on, let me think. Yeah, because next pay-per-view they've got coming up for Raw would be Elimination Chamber, so I don't think they'd wait that long to pull the plug on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bar. Jess.
Wait a minute.
Oh, go ahead. Oh yeah, Kev.
Well,
Kev, who you got?
you've forgotten two of us now,
Well,
Seth.
I had your
Good
thing
job.
already filled in.
Well, I'm changing it.
Of course you are.
I had said Rollins and Jordan earlier, but I'm going with the Bar now for reasons everyone else said. And also, I just want to point out, I'm kind of surprised they didn't add Titus Worldwide to this tag team match because before last week, before Raw 25 this week, they had gotten two victories over the Bar. Call me stupid if you want to, but I was thinking that they might have been added to the tag team championship match, but guess not.
Well, they didn't exactly get a pinfall over the current tag champs, though. It was over the number one contenders, if you will.
Well, still.
Yeah. And then Jess has chosen Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan to retain. Dillon Young has gone with Sheamus and Cesaro, and Preston has gone with Sheamus and Cesaro. All right, moving on.
Wait, hang on. Kev brought up a good point about this. And it's also added to the reason why I went with Rollins and Jordan. I think Rollins and Jordan are going to retain because I feel like they're going to have, because Raw is at Elimination Chamber this year. They're probably going to have tag team turmoil or tag team in the Elimination Chamber with all the tag teams. And that's why I feel like that's why Sheamus and Cesaro are going to be put into that rather than Rollins and Jordan. So that's why I picked Rollins and Jordan. And I feel alone in that aspect.
Good thoughts. All right, moving on to the Universal Championship triple threat match between Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, and Kane. Oh, by the way,
Everybody all together.
Hold on. I failed to mention that the two tag team matchups were 3 points, and this one's going to be worth 5 points. And we're not doing it all 1, 2, 3, Kev. We're going to go down the line. So, Chris, who have you got?
Oh, man. Well,
This is probably going to be the hardest match I can probably try and predict tonight. The obvious choice is Brock Lesnar. That's the obvious choice because that's just going to set something up for him at WrestleMania. That's the obvious choice. But it'd be pretty darn cool to see either Braun Strowman or Kane get the title. But I don't think Kane will. Because remember the last time we had a prediction show, we all thought that the third man in the triple threat match was not going to win the title.
Ziggler, yeah.
He did. You know what? I told I was going to go unorthodox with my picks tonight. I'm going with Kane. Just going with it.
Okay. Shelly.
I I don't know. It's gonna be it's really hard. My gut tells me to pick Brock Lesnar, but I also really want Strowman to get the title. I gotta go with Lesnar though. I'm gonna stick with Lesnar.
Okay. Kev.
Easy. It's the opposite. I'm the opposite of Chris. This is the easiest one for me to predict. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar because they have to make him look strong for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
All right, Kyle.
I would love it if they put the belt on Kane. I just don't think they will. So Lesnar's retaining.
Okay, Levi.
Bork Laser.
All right. All right. Steve.
Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Jess has also picked Brock Lesnar. Now I'm gonna say something here, and I don't want you guys changing your picks based off this information I was able to do, because I was able to get a pretty good scoop. I'm gonna read you guys something that I ended up finding out today. That an image from a South African advertisement shows off the Universal Championship match for the Elimination Chamber 2018. Brock Lesnar is among those featured in the match, but he's not holding the championship belt. Instead, the belt is hanging over the shoulder of Braun Strowman, who is front and center. So based on that little tidbit, I'm going with Braun Strowman.
Wow.
Gotta do your homework, guys.
What?
Well, I know I knew about that, but I
So you're saying they're gonna put the belt on Strowman only for him to drop it back to Lesnar at Elimination Chamber?
Pretty much.
Why though?
Although, hang on, if you think about it though, oh no, because Lesnar would have to have the title in order for Reigns to face him at WrestleMania, but I'm still going with Strowman. I'm still going with based on that poster. We also had. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say I can't believe that all three people in this match were picked for one thing.
Yeah, that is surprising. For the two people that gave picks prior to this, Dillon Young is also going with Braun Strowman. I don't know if he got the same info I did. And Preston is going with Brock Lesnar. All right, moving on.
Can I change my pick or no?
no.
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 Damn it.
Next we move on to the WWE Championship.
What, you're not gonna get Jessica's pick?
Yeah, I already did. I said
Oh.
Jess picked Brock Lesnar. I said hers
I didn't
before I
catch
said
that.
mine.
Oh, I didn't catch that. My bad.
Moving on to the WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a 2-on-1 handicap match. This is for 5 points. Chris, who you got?
This is probably gonna be an easier one for me to go with. I don't see them.
Wait, I'm sorry. I completely spaced. What was the match?
Styles versus Cammy.
All right.
Anyway, I don't see them doing the WWE Championship thing, because that's honestly just a stupid idea.
Tell that to Lay
Although-
Cool.
I know it's happened before, but although we could get interference from the two authority figures on SmackDown, so I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what? I'm going to go with Styles to retain it.
Okay. Shelly.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little out of the box. I was gonna pick Styles, but no. I'm gonna go with Styles to retain. That's final decision.
Alright. Kev.
My turn to go unorthodox. Kevin Owens.
Just Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Not Sami Zayn. Just Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I think Kevin Owens is going to be the one that's pinned Styles, and he's going to be the one to win the championship.
Well, they're
No,
going to be co-champions.
They're going to be
regardless of who gets the
co-champions
pin.
because they're a tag team, Kev.
Doesn't make sense.
It's going to be almost kind of like Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, in a way, where they kind of both.
That's exactly what I'm implying. It's like the one pay-per-view last year where Jericho became the U.S. champion by pinning Reigns, was it? Yeah. They didn't have co-U.S. champions at that time.
That's true.
Kinda couldn't, Kev, because Owens was the Universal Champion at the time.
Okay. Jess is going with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kyle?
Styles. I can see Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan getting involved with this thing and allowing Styles to retain the title.
All right. Levi?
AJ Styles.
Okay. Steve?
Phenomenal one.
Okay. And I'm also going with AJ Styles because they kind of spoiled what the main event's going to be at Fastlane. Styles going to be defending his title against Orton, Nakamura, Zayn, and Owens. So, anyway. Dillon Young has chosen AJ Styles, and Preston has also chosen AJ Styles.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my pick.
No, it's solid.
It's solid.
If we can't change our picks for the Universal title match, you can't change it now.
Well, can I at least change it to Owens and Zayn? At least.
No.
I didn't realize the whole co-champion thing.
I already put it down for Owens and Zayn. If you pick an Owens, you're picking Owens and Zayn. If you're picking Zayn, you're picking Owens and Zayn. So.
Yeah, I didn't realize the whole co-champions thing. That's kind of confusing. Oh, honestly. Oh.
All right, moving on to the first Royal Rumble match. This is for 10 points. So basically, put it this way: if you get one or the other Rumble match winner correct, you've got a very, very good chance of being the new champion or retaining the championship if you're Kev. So we're gonna first do the 30-woman over-the-top rope Royal Rumble. And I've heard 3 names thrown around as the possible winners of this, but let's see what we have here for the picks. Chris.
With everything I've heard over the last couple weeks, ever since Asuka came up to the main roster, and ever since the Women's Royal Rumble was announced, my pick was Asuka. But I've heard all these conflicting things. Like, say, Ronda Rousey's gonna appear, and if Ronda Rousey's gonna appear, she would be my pick. But that's not a for sure thing. It seems obvious, but it's not. So, for that reason and that reason alone, if Ronda Rousey appears, I'm gonna be really ticked off. But I'm going with Asuka.
Okay. Jess just poked me. She says, "Me first, Asuka." So, Jess is going with Asuka. Before I move on to Shelly, I just want to ask, did anybody hear the possible rumor swirling around that the first Royal Rumble winner could possibly be Stephanie McMahon?
I've heard that.
I did too.
Oh God, no.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, honestly.
I heard that name thrown around, and I thought, I can just see them doing that, but please don't.
The crowd would just crap on the entire night if that were to happen, especially if they start out the show at the Women's Rumble match.
Yeah,
Stephanie
and it's
winning.
in Philly.
I'm just hoping and praying number 30 is James Ellsworth. He's already won the
What about
women's Money in the
Santina
Bank.
Morella?
No,
Well, he already won the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, so he's got to go 2 for 2.
Well, what about Santina Morella?
Please, dear God, no.
Gets eliminated in faster time than Santino did.
Half a second.
Is it? Yeah.
How can you get eliminated faster?
I don't know.
In a
Is
second?
it possible? Maybe. Who knows? That'd be so interesting to find out.
She
Okay.
only gets one leg in and then gets eliminated.
Shelly, who you got?
Asuka. I don't know. I don't feel like they snap her streak this early.
Okay, Kev.
Well, everybody and their mother is saying Asuka, okay?
Say exactly what I'm thinking, Kev, because I know you and I have talked about this.
Everybody and their mother has said Asuka, alright? But the thing is, Asuka doesn't have to win the Royal Rumble for her undefeated streak to count.
Mm-hmm.
Still counts. Because there was a Women's Battle Royal in NXT that she did not win. She actually got eliminated by Eva Marie, of all people. And they don't mention... And when you lose a Battle Royal, that doesn't count against your win or loss record.
How?
Because
It's a match.
no. Undefeated in WWE means you've never been pinned.
Never been pinned or submitted.
Yeah.
For that reason, I'm gonna go Ronda Rousey. I don't think they necessarily have to make Asuka win the Royal Rumble to have her compete for a title, but I I'm sticking with it. I'm going with Ronda Rousey.
Who'd we lose?
Thank you.
That was Kev.
Okay.
And before she doesn't even appear.
Alright, Kyle, who you got?
Well, I'm gonna use common sense here and go with Asuka. I mean, come on, the way they've been building her up, and I could see them having her enter at number 1 and just going the entire distance. I'm not predicting that, but it wouldn't shock me one bit. Asuka needs to
Go ham.
She's an unstoppable force, and this would just prove it.
Alright, Levi.
Well, I had said in my predictions video that if Ronda Rousey is in the match, I am going Ronda Rousey. If not, I'm going Asuka.
Yeah, gotta go
But
with one.
you gotta go with one.
I can't go with one, that's the problem.
Well, we all know Asuka's gonna be in the match. We don't know if Ronda Rousey's gonna appear.
Just cut your losses and don't pick either one of them. Pick Alicia Fox.
Oh, God.
Go Dana Brooke.
Yeah, pick Dana Brooke. There you go.
Wouldn't that be like a huge turn of events if she were to win it?
Hey,
Well, I mean, at the
she's
end of
got
the
all the
day,
statistics.
I guess what I'll do is I'll go with the safe bet and go with Asuka. However, like I said in my old predictions video, I'm still sticking with Ronda Rousey on that, but for here, I'm going Asuka.
Okay. Steve.
Asuka.
Alrighty. I'm going to risk it and go on the same thought line as Kev. I'm going with Ronda Rousey. Because it doesn't end Asuka's undefeated streak if she gets eliminated. So I think I think it'll come down maybe between Asuka and Rousey as the final two, but I think that it's going to be Ronda Rousey because, to be honest, I think they can build more of a storyline with Rousey versus Charlotte for WrestleMania, to be perfectly honest.
That would be so wrong, though, to have somebody like Ronda Rousey come in and win this. Come in and win it when you have all
That's
these women
what
in the
people say.
Well,
WWE that have busted their
Kyle,
ass to
they
get
did
to
it with
their
Batista. They had Batista return and win the Royal Rumble in like a return thing. So they've been known to do it.
But
Yeah.
Batista was already in the WWE before.
Yeah.
Ronda
Is-
Rousey's never been in the WWE. Then I'm not counting her appearance at WrestleMania 31.
This is true, but it still was a long time since we had actually seen him.
I mean, yeah, true. But
Well, it wasn't
Ronda's
right
never
either
been in
then,
WWE. She's never been in WWE. Batista was before. There's the difference.
The only problem is true, but then allows you to build Ronda out to be an absolute monster without actually having her fight in
I'm
a
okay
single
with-
match in the WWE.
Unless
okay
she
with
fights
having-
Holly Holm.
I'm okay with having Ronda Rousey in the WWE. I just think she's going to make her debut at Mania. Or
So we go
sometime
to the next
before
pick?
Mania. But it ain't going to be at the Rumble.
Well, we
what
shall
about Dillon
see.
and Preston?
Okay, Dillon has gone with Asuka, and Preston has also gone with Asuka. So it's basically going to come down to either Kev and I are really screwed, or we're geniuses. One or the other.
You being the genius, Seth, I would believe. Kev, no.
Triggered.
Yeah,
Okay.
do you really want Asuka over Ronda?
I really want Asuka.
Sorry, other
Okay,
way
let's
around.
all right, let's move on. Let's move on. For
All right, final one.
E-
The 2018 30-man over-the-top rope Royal Rumble match. This is for 10 points. I have heard 6, 7 different names thrown around in this one. I've narrowed my choice down to 2, and I still haven't decided between them. So, let's see what everybody's got. Chris.
Okay. This is going to be probably the most out-of-the-box, unorthodox pick you'll ever hear me ever pick, ever.
I think I
And
know
since
where
I
you're
don't-
going with this.
And yeah, I've already told Kyle and a couple others, but so don't say it. I'm going to say it. Since I don't want to win the title this week, I'd rather win it at Fastlane where I did last year. But anyway, I digress. I'm going with Dolph Ziggler for this reason only.
What?
That's not who I was thinking, but okay.
That's who I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say.
He got that. He's gonna come back at the Rumble, and I feel like I'm just going way outside the box. My reasoning was that he's gonna get another world title push. That's why they're doing this. He won the U.S. title, vacated it for God knows what reason. He's gonna come back at the Rumble, and it's gonna be a big shocker. He's gonna win it. That's what I'm going with.
I mean, to be fair, when I think of Ziggler, he's had some really good performances in the Royal Rumble match. So
why not have him win
particular.
one?
That is a very out of the box.
I wouldn't mind seeing that happen, actually. That would be cool.
Alright, Shelly, who have you got?
I feel the only name I've heard personally is and I'm gonna go with Shinsuke Nakamura, and then have AJ versus Nakamura at WrestleMania. But to be honest, I could understand if they did someone else and have Nakamura or AJ re-earn back title. So.
Okay. Obviously, Shelly didn't hear me say that Nakamura was in the Fatal 5-Way upcoming Fastlane. But anyway.
Hey, he still could face him at WrestleMania.
But would that make sense for him to be in a title match at Fastlane before WrestleMania, though? Normally, you don't have the Royal Rumble winner and the champion they're going to face off in a match until WrestleMania.
They did it in 2008 with John Cena, Randy Orton at No Way Out.
Did they? Okay, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and then at WrestleMania it was Orton, Cena, and Triple H in a triple threat.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Jess, who have you got? Now, before we started recording, Jess said she wanted to pick Asuka for all the different categories.
She's not there.
Now that she's typing.
Oh.
And I lost connection. Hold on, people.
Welcome to Port Royal, Mr. Smith.
Yay, I'm back. Alright, while we're waiting, I know Kev already gave his pick, so Kev, why don't you just say who you had?
Roman Reigns. They need to make him look strong for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
They better not.
Okay.
What the?
Oh, Kyle just got moved. Well, he was the next one I was going to ask, so I guess we'll move to Levi.
Oh, and he said he wouldn't move her. Okay, he wouldn't move anyone. Okay, whatever. Move on.
I'm gonna go with Shinsuke Nakamura, and for a couple reasons. First, no offense, Seth, but that most of the time posters don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and usually the promotional material doesn't quite make it to the pay-per-views. Case in point, Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 2000. But aside from that, the only reason why I say Roman Reigns isn't gonna win is because I have said before, they're in Philadelphia. They cannot have Roman win another Rumble match in Philly. If it was anywhere else, sure. If you're going to have Roman face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, have him win a number one contenders chamber match at Elimination Chamber.
But it's WWE. They love Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that in Philly because they know it's going to be bad for business.
How do you know they're not going to do it in Philly?
Because they had Roman enter at 30 and then
look what happened in 2015. Probably one of the worst reactions to a Rumble win. Probably the worst reaction to a Rumble win in history.
And even The Rock couldn't save it.
Yeah, The Rock couldn't put the pay-per-view over. And The Rock has always gotten huge pops, but yet it's probably turned out as one of the worst Royal Rumble finishes in history.
Alright.
That's why Roman's not going to win this Rumble.
Okay, Steve, who you got?
Roman.
After all of that advice, Steve's still going to go with Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And guess what? So am I.
Because WWE isn't exactly known for making the smartest decisions.
Well, I look back at last year's Royal Rumble, and the smart thing that WWE could have done is have had Samoa Joe or Finn Balor come out as number 30. What did they do? They decided instead to have Roman Reigns come out number 30. So based on the fact that it seems like whoever books these things for the Royal Rumble is an absolute idiot, I think they're going to have Reigns win the Royal Rumble.
See?
I've gotten to the point I don't think logically anymore when considering what WWE would do, because they never do the logical choice.
Okay,
Exactly.
Seth, that thing that you saw for Fastlane, was that an advertisement for just the show or for the actual main event?
For the main event.
I don't have any specific examples, but I've heard a couple of promotional materials before that influenced my picks, and it's been the complete opposite of what actually happened.
Well, if it's my pick here, is it?
Yes.
I'm going Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, but I have to say the build for the Royal Rumble match, at least on the men's side, has been almost non-existent. I mean, they have not given any hints whatsoever. They usually do, and that's what's made this thing so unpredictable. But I'm going to say Shinsuke Nakamura. Hopefully that means we'll get him and AJ Styles for the title at WrestleMania, because who wouldn't want to see that?
But would they really want face versus face, though?
Yes.
What'd be wrong with face versus face?
They've done face
I don't know,
versus face several times.
Yeah.
True.
It's still a dream match. I mean, if you think about it, Cena versus Styles, their matches weren't really a heel versus face. I mean, I know that Styles was supposed to be kind of the heel persona, but in all honesty, he kind of came off more as a tweener.
Well,
And the biggest
no matter what they do with AJ Styles, he's going to be treated as a face by the crowd. So,
And I was
Like-
going to say the biggest face versus face match in WrestleMania history, actually two of them, Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 6 and Stone Cold The Rock WrestleMania 17.
Mhm.
which saw Austin turn heel at the end, but still they went into there as a face versus face match.
Yeah.
Wait.
And
was
also, it would be better off if it was face versus face, because it would mean no one would try and take shortcuts in the match.
Mm-hmm. And whichever way it went, you probably would have the crowd, happy one way or another.
Was The Rock Cena technically face versus face as well?
Yeah, both times. Yeah.
Although The Rock was supposed to come off as a heel, I think. Based off his promos, I think he was supposed to come off as the heel. It didn't turn out that way, but I think that's what they were trying to build to, was The Rock was supposed to be heel and Cena was supposed to be face. But regardless, Jess, who have you got? Okay. She says she has several options, so she's not going to pick for this one. For the two people that gave their picks beforehand, Preston is going with Roman Reigns. Chris, you said you were going outside the box with Dolph Ziggler. You went further outside the box than Dillon, but Dillon also went outside the box. He's going with Seth Rollins to win the Rumble, so... Yeah.
Who did you pick, Seth? I don't think I heard.
I picked Reigns.
Okay.
Me, Steve, and Seth picked Reigns.
You know,
Yep.
the craziest... Go ahead, Chuck.
No, you go ahead, Kyle.
The craziest rumor I have heard leading into this match is Daniel Bryan is
Yes.
supposedly the odds-on favorite to win. I just... I don't know what I think
I
about
would
that.
love that, but I don't think that will happen.
I don't either.
No.
I think Triple H himself said that something like he was never going to be medically cleared, something like that. I forget what the exact quote was, but
Well,
he's like,
even if he
yeah,
did
there's-
win, what would it be? Bryan versus Styles?
No.
Probably.
No. This whole feud between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, we all know it's going to set up a match between them at WrestleMania. One of them is going to break on the other, and it's going to start a rivalry.
I've heard it could be a tag team match with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon taking on Owens and Zayn. That's another possibility.
Somebody get Teddy Long.
And Jess actually did decide to make a pick. She's going with Dean Ambrose, returning from injury
Ooh.
earlier than expected.
Do you
I
think
would-
Ambrose gonna pull a John Cena 2008?
Could
I
be.
would love
So
Or
to
an
much
Edge.
sooner.
That's
That'd
what
be
she
pretty
compared
cool.
it to, was Cena and Edge coming back earlier than was expected. She's saying that's what she's going to expect with
Yeah.
Ambrose. That's
I
possible.
would love
that.
I mean,
would
I've
love
heard.
that.
Oh my
I've
gosh,
heard that
they
Big
could have him
Cass.
come
I've
back
heard that Big
eliminate
Cass
Jason
is slated to be one of the people inside the Elimination Chamber this year.
They said Big Cass won't be back till after WrestleMania.
I've heard that he could
never know.
possibly return before then, though. He's
What
slated
about
in there. It could
Jeff Hardy?
change, but he's slated in to be one of the.
Yeah, I
people
was
in
thinking
there.
about what about Jeff Hardy?
I don't know if Hardy's 100% or not. I mean, obviously he was on that Raw 25, but he wasn't like any in the ring segments. It was just backstage.
Don't you mean Forever Nemo, Chris?
Shut up.
He's not broken.
This is what I'm one of my surprise picks for the to enter into the Rumble. Big Show. Have that be one of his last matches because I
I
did
thought he
hear
was
a rumor
gone.
he's retiring.
How
I
are they
heard
going
he's
to
retiring
eliminate
next
such a
year.
giant?
I don't
They
know.
did it last year.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Who would be some good surprise entrances in the match?
We really haven't had any the last couple of years. I mean, in terms of like
The only
legends.
one last year we
Exactly.
had was Ty Dillinger.
I would mark out for lead in the Women's Rumble.
Wait, actually, what about last year, Jack Gallagher?
Gallagher at
I don't
number
think anybody was
something.
expecting a cruiserweight in it.
Oh yeah, Jack.
And then Ty Dillinger, and that was pretty much it.
I don't know if he's
2015, there was Diamond Dallas Page and Boogeyman.
I don't know if
you're-
he's supposed to be
I know
going to
you're-
NXT,
Dudley.
but all
Yeah.
I can say is if Ricochet debuts in the Royal Rumble, I'm going to lose it.
Apparently,
I'm so excited if
Candice
Ricochet is in.
LeRae, I think, was also rumored for the women's side of the Royal Rumble.
I would personally mark out for Lita or a lot of NXT people for Women's Rumble, but
Oh, we're definitely
probably
gonna get-
lead of the most.
We're definitely going to get some NXT people in that women's match.
Oh, we have
Probably
to.
some legends as well. I mean, that doesn't equal 30. You look at the main roster.
I don't care. I'm still gonna mark
is
out hard
probably
for
gonna be
Peyton
in
Royce.
there. Peyton Royce, I would think, would be in there.
Maybe Nikki
I don't know, I
Cross
remember
or
they
Ember
lost
Moon.
one because Paige got injured.
Paige is no longer going to wrestle in WWE.
I know
Maybe-
that, but
Well,
that
we
was
don't-
in
we
the
don't
orig-
know
in,
that
like
for
in the
sure.
main.
She's just
card.
currently in a manager status right at the moment.
I know, but in like the numbers everyone keeps on saying that they only have like 22 or something minus the champions.
Minus
Uh,
Alexa and Charlotte, yeah.
Minus Alexa and Charlotte, you can also subtract Paige from that number because Paige was slated to be in it and is now removed. That's just another surprise entrant.
That's why there's only 18. There's 12 open spots. That's just going to be filled by legends in NXT.
Yeah, I was
I just know I'm
watching
gonna-
Levi's video from earlier, and Levi, you were saying about Ember Moon. I don't know if they would have an NXT champion
Hold on. Let me.
be in a
Didn't
main
Kevin
roster
Owens
main event.
Well,
Didn't
I mean,
Kevin
Paige showed up
Owens,
and won the Divas title when she was holding the women's at the same time.
Didn't Kevin Owens enter a Royal Rumble one year and he was NXT champ?
He just came up on the main roster and had a feud with John Cena
Oh, okay.
while being down in NXT.
Yeah, it was when Cena had his open challenge, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I could have sworn there was an NXT champ who made a surprise entry in a Royal Rumble. Is it
I think that was
Rusev?
Ty-
Neville?
I think that was Ty
Was it
Dillinger. That was the Battle Royal.
Ty
Are you
Dillinger was
thinking
never
of
NXT
Neville?
champion.
No, I'm talking about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh.
There was an NXT star that went in and won it.
Well, yeah, that was Corbin.
Baron Corbin, yeah.
He wasn't champion at the time, though.
No,
Could-
but wasn't
and
Neville?
it-
Hang on, wasn't Adrian Neville champion, NXT champion, and was in the Rumble?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm just making up shit, I
On the
don't
main
know.
roster till after Mania 31.
Oh, that's
That's
right,
up
because
on
Neville
that
had to
shortly.
win like a battle royal or something at
He had
the.
to win a tournament to get.
Yeah,
into,
that's right.
Yeah, same with Bo Dallas one
Yep.
year.
Yeah, Bo Dallas in 2013.
Yeah, so what has it been? Neville,
and he was an
Dallas,
NXT
Corbin,
champion.
and Dillinger, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And Rusev.
Oh, that's right.
Rusev made an
Yeah,
appearance at a
Rusev.
Royal Rumble
Yeah.
when he was an NXT star, when he was known as Alexander Rusev.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm still
Gotta run.
dead set that the one NXT guy I fully expect to see in the men's Rumble match is Cassius Ohno.
Do you think that they would?
no.
Oh no, they probably wouldn't because he's got a match at NXT Takeover. I was gonna say Adam Cole, but since he's in a match previous night, probably he wouldn't be.
Yeah,
in
he's
there.
in a match with Aleister Black, an Extreme Rules match.
About Roderick
Honestly,
Strong.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Aleister Black in the Rumble. I would mark out hard.
He has
I
the
would
night
too,
before.
because that
Not
theme
gonna
song
happen.
is awesome.
I could see Roderick Strong.
Maybe.
I mean, Aleister Black actually was on an episode of Main Event last year and beat Kurt Hawkins.
Actually, you know somebody that I don't know has. I think there's one person that doesn't have a match at NXT Takeover that could maybe be in the Rumble, and that's Velveteen Dream.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
on
Lars
the
Sullivan.
episode of NXT tonight, Velveteen will face Johnny Gargano, and if Velveteen wins, he will face Andrade Cien Almas.
Right, but it's
Takeover for the
still going to be
championship.
Gargano's going to win that match anyway, so it doesn't
It's
matter.
still going to be Gargano. We know that.
Yeah, I know, but still, I just wanted to point that out.
A wild Carson has appeared.
Now, I have heard some other names that have been signed, and I've heard names that have been rumored to possibly be signed for the Royal Rumble. One thing that I've heard is Batista coming back, possibly.
That ain't happening. 'Cause
And there's
I
also
mean,
been...
the problem with Batista coming back for a full-time run is that he would only be full-time for 1 year before he ends up going back to film Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Here's the thing I have a thought of, and I'll run this by you guys, it's just a possibility. If Batista does come back, he has stated that he wants to have one more run against Triple H. To maybe, if they do sign Batista and they have that storyline, would they have maybe Triple H come back in the Royal Rumble?
That's a stretch.
Be like that surprise entrant at number 30 in 2016.
Exactly.
I feel like it'd be.
Hold on a second. How about this? In my mind, this will never happen, but how would you guys feel if CM Punk returned at the Rumble and won?
I would love it.
I would legit be pissed.
I would love it.
I mean, I've heard that he has been talking with Dana White, though, and is expected to make more UFC matches. That's
Right.
what I heard.
So he's got
So-
another 2 minutes left in him.
Right.
Savage.
Next fight he may
Because
not
apparently
even
Dana
last
White
2
actually
minutes.
likes him, so that's why he probably will never come back to WWE.
Honestly, I would rather see his wife return to WWE than CM Punk.
Nah, she's in the same boat, actually, I think.
Well,
I know,
well,
but I would
AJ
still rather see AJ Lee come back than CM Punk.
Yeah, me too. But
Kev, tell me, when did you start watching WWE?
2016, day after SummerSlam.
Okay, yeah, you have no right to talk about CM Punk because you never got to see him in the ring.
Or
Yeah,
on the mic.
I think he's extremely overrated. You don't think I've watched old matches of his on YouTube/network?
CM Punk, to me, was one of the best they ever had for cutting promos.
Cutting promos, yes. I just think it was extremely mediocre in the ring.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I think he was up there with Daniel Bryan as being the best in-ring performer
Absolutely.
in 2012, 2013. Especially 2012.
Interesting thing that I've been thinking about. A lot of people are saying that Ethan Carter III is going to get signed by WWE. If he comes back, is he going to take?
Actually, I forgot to mention that.
Well,
I forgot to mention
here's the
that.
question
What
I
about
got.
if-
Are they going to give him back the Derek Bateman name, or will he have a different name?
I was thinking either he goes back to Derek Bateman or they find a new C last name, like Ethan I don't know, fucking something, a different last name that starts with the letter C than
I could honestly see him being paired with Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss down at NXT.
just so they could form like a rich asshole 3-man stable or so.
I can see Kurt Angle saying to Jason Jordan, "Sorry, you're not my son. This is my son." Now comes Ethan Carter the third.
Yeah, what about, but the other TNA name that's been coming up and about to potentially return, and that's Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, but
Could
from
see
what
that.
I've heard, the likelihood of him going to WWE is slim.
Yeah, because he's also doing, well, I was going to say he does Bellator, but he hasn't had a fight in Bellator for almost 2 years.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
guess either he's
put it this
been
way.
taking
They
a
said
long
that
hiatus, or he's done with Bellator.
they said the likelihood of EC3 going to WWE is a lot greater than Lashley's.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty
also
certain they're
keep
gonna.
this in mind.
I'm pretty certain
The
War
only
Machine's going to
reason-
debut in NXT. So
And also keep this in mind, the only reason why I don't think EC3 or Lashley would be in the Rumble match is only because of no compete clauses in their contracts. No, I bet they probably wouldn't even get to come up until like mid to late February.
do they actually have that in TNA?
They usually do. Heck, I think all promotions do that for the most part, where they have a certain amount of days where they can't compete.
Then what the heck's with people being able to be in AAA and then in TNA and then in Noah? I mean,
That's like talent exchanges, as opposed to like actually getting rid of them. Like some companies make deals with each other, which is why.
do you know who they could end up having in the Royal Rumble? I just thought of this. I mean, obviously, I think he's going to be in NXT, but we haven't seen Rockstar Spud yet. Oh my word!
That's another.
Oh my word! I just thought of something. Kev,
Yo.
remember they said they were going to announce the general manager for 205 Live? What if
Oh,
it's Rockstar
yes!
Spud?
Yes!
Spud.
What if it's Rockstar? It could be.
That could be- I mean, he was seen backstage a few weeks back, but hasn't actually appeared on 205 Live yet. So
And he's taken
that-
on a
that could
managerial role before because he was supposed to be kind of like the right-hand man for Dixie Carter in TNA, so he would fit that persona perfectly.
Yeah, and he'd make a good heel GM, and like some of the other cruiserweights can like mess with him, like Jericho
Yeah.
did.
Oh
to
my goodness,
William
that'd be
Regal.
perfect.
And also, what they should have done with Damian Sandow.
You mean
before
Aaron
he
Rex?
No. What they should have done with Damian Sandow before he went stunt double.
Aaron
Like
Rex.
immediately after he lost to cash in to John Cena, he should have been made like the mouthpiece for the Authority instead of Kane.
Yeah.
Aaron Rex.
No, we never call him by that. It's Damian Sandow.
Aaron Rex.
Or nothing. It's
And wasn't
Damian Sandow
and wasn't he
or
in a
nothing.
feud with Drew McIntyre over in TNA?
Macho Mandow.
No. And just for that,
Damian
Kev, you are
Mizdow?
deleted.
He is deleted. Well, anyway,
Beat me to it.
on that note, we're gonna end off this predictions video. Let us know who you guys think are gonna be winning these matches, because it's the Royal Rumble. Sometimes it's predictable, sometimes it's not. Sometimes WWE surprises us, so we'll have to wait and see. But our next pay-per-view, I do believe, is coming up in March at
Wybo.
Fastlane.
February.
Oh, is it February?
February Elimination Chamber.
Oh, Elimination Chamber. Okay, yeah, and Fastlane's March 18th, I think, or something like that.
Which I
I'll be
might
back
get
on
to go
later.
to
I'm gonna
if
watch
I can
NXT.
Get a ticket.
Kyle had to get his kick in. So anyway, that's gonna do it. We'll see you guys next time, and be sure to check out Facebook for the results of the predictions. Till then, we'll see you next time.